So this video I'm likely going to post on Facebook. This is me for those of you who haven't seen me in a while. Very much larger than I used to be. Guess depression, COVID, and stress of single parenthood have all added up to take their toll on me. And yeah. Will I get back to where I need to be? Probably. But right now, there's one person out there in particular that I hope they watch this video. I'm not going to tag him in it. I'm not going to make a big deal. I'm just going to speak my mind. Because this person recently professed to care about me. Even alluded to loving me without saying the words. Responded yes when asked the question, basically. Guess that should have probably been a little bit of a red flag, but I took it as, baby steps. That it would come when it was time. And this person lives in a different state and is supposed to be moving back here because her family's back here. Met her on eHarmony. Spent multiple weekends with her. Saw her when she was here visiting family, and then she came out 2 other times, once that I paid for, once that she paid for, to spend varying amount of time with me. And, things were great. The plan was that she was going to move up her move. And multiple different dates were set and never met. And I got real low around the end of last month, as many people who probably will watch this know. End of the anniversary of my grandmother's death, as well as a couple of painful anniversaries that I don't care to go into, happened right about the end of November. So I was really hurt and really low. And there was another date that came and went, and I just got disappointed. It was just felt like it was never going to happen. That there was always going to be some reason the move didn't happen. And 12:47 a.m. Thanksgiving was the last text that I got from this person. I've reached out multiple different ways, multiple times. Even spoke with her sister a little bit. And I guess this person just decided that they were just kidding about caring, because I will tell you now, I've had a lot of shitty stuff happen to me in my life. And short of maybe murdering somebody I care about, I can't even think of something as cruel or as painful, at least to me personally, as being ghosted. I possess so little value to this person who claimed to care about me and love me that they can't even just say, hey, you know what, this isn't working, it's over, and give closure. And that's messed up, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. What's even more messed up is for everything that I've been put through, but through this process. Like a fool, I say like a fool, but I don't consider it to be like a fool. I consider it to be being me. Contrary to what a lot of people might think, I'm a very understanding and very forgiving person, to the point of forgiving people for things I probably shouldn't. And there's some of you that know some of the things I speak of that I've chosen to forgive and let it be water under the bridge. And the truth of it is, I would do that with this person too. Because you see, I thought that what they were saying was real. So they met my kids. And like I said, met through eHarmony. And just last night, Angel Rose asked me. She said that this person came up in conversation with her friends, and that She was wondering if I thought maybe she might show up on Christmas as a Christmas miracle. I told her the only answer I knew last night, which is I don't know. My suspicion was, even then, no, she won't. That she just decided to vanish. I now have confirmation of that today. Or confirmation of something. Maybe it's not of that, but... See, this whole time my eHarmony membership was still active. You pay for a year. And I would just log in just to look and see when her last login date was. Just by looking on the messages back and forth that we had sent, it says last login date, and it continued to be the last day that we had talked through eHarmony before we started talking via text and Facebook. And today, not only did that change to her last login being today, but an additional picture was added. So, yeah. Moral of the story is that there's, no matter what the situation is, don't ghost at somebody. Breakups suck and they hurt, and I've been through more than a few of those. Been through divorce. I've had my heart put through a blender before, but it was nothing. Nothing compares to this one. This, how you can care about somebody or claim to love them, and then just drop them like a bad habit. Boom, literally mid-conversation. It wasn't like, we said goodnight and went our separate ways. It was mid-conversation, just boom, drop me. And no matter if she wanted to be with me or not, I can't understand how you can do that to somebody. Maybe, I guess it's because I've never actually been the one to break up with anybody. I've always been the one that was broken up with. Even with a divorce, that was Jamie's choice to walk away. That was Jamie's choice, ultimately, for the divorce. I will say the divorce I didn't disagree with at that point, and I did just leave the choice up to her. But it was still her choice. The walking away was 100% her choice. Girlfriends I had back before I even met my ex-wife, they were the ones that broke up with me. So maybe it's because of that I feel that way, but I can't imagine ever being so cold, so unfeeling, that you choose to not even be able to send a text. I mean, hiding behind a text message is really weak, to say the least, because she could have at least sent a text message and said, hey, you know what, this isn't working, I like you, but we're just not compatible because of blah blah blah. Just sent one long text and then stopped responding. But to just stop mid-conversation and just leave me going, okay, what the hell's going on? And for the first little while I thought maybe she was sick and in the hospital, that something had happened. I didn't know what was going on. I was worried. At least your sister was able to confirm that wasn't the case, but for it to be like this, it just, going through a divorce, being cheated on, being broke up with, none of those come close. None. Just don't ever do that. I mean, back in the day, it used to be the Dear John letter was the pathetic way to break up, You wrote a Dear John letter because you couldn't talk to the person, or you couldn't call them on the phone. And now, I mean, she could even email me, for fuck's sakes. She has my email address. She has my Facebook Messenger. She has my cell where she could text me. She has options to contact me that are not truly interactive. But no, none of that. Just gone. Just like Casper disappeared. Folks, anybody who bothers to watch this, teach your kids to don't ever do that. It's more disrespectful to do that to somebody, I think, than it is to cheat on them. It's at least when you cheat on them, you end up telling them. They end up finding out. I mean, I don't know. I've been cheated on. I've been broke up with. My opinion is that this is worse than all of it. Maybe it's because of my nature as an overthinker. I do not know. But honestly, just teach your kids. If it ain't working with somebody, Hell, if you gotta hide behind a text to do it, you gotta have somebody else. She could have even told her sister to say, hey, just tell him I'm done talking to him. I don't want to see him anymore. And it would have been something. It would have been better than this. You know? She knows my physical address. She could have literally wrote me a handwritten letter and sent it to me. Rather than to just drop me. Anyways, not really looking for any sympathy here. Just kind of venting, and I'm sure everybody saw the post today that I've reposted, or shared, I should say, a bunch of stuff that, you know, this is what it was alluding to, is that this has happened a while ago, but today with her becoming active on eHarmony and adding a new picture even. I mean, it's one thing if she had just become active, maybe I could have thought, well, maybe she just logged in to see if I had been active. I don't know. You know, there could have been at least something vaguely resembling maybe a justification, but when you add a new picture, that's pretty damning. And, you know, somebody said maybe she's just worried that you'd never forgive her. She knows what I forgave before. I've told her in multiple messages that I would forgive her, that to just talk to me. That's all I was asking, was talk. But none of it has seemed to matter. So I guess just teach your kids to be better than that, to show more human respect and decency than that, because it's just, no matter how scared you are, it's a really shitty thing to not be able to send a text or a Facebook a message or an email or something. Anyways, I needed to vent that out. I'm sorry to anybody who's watched this from end to end, and if I've eroded your Christmas spirit, I'm not intending to. I'm actually intending on trying to improve mine. So, you know, hopefully this works, because I'm just kind of sick of trying to fake it, you know? I want to let go of the hurt and feel the joy of Christmas with my kids. If anybody wants to reach out, you're welcome to. Again, that's not what the purpose of this was. I'm sharing it, as I said, in hopes that maybe this person will see it, because they're still on my friends list. You know? Yeah. Anyways, Merry Christmas.